Welcome back. As you could see, we have not moved. The entire time there was a break, we just sat here patiently waiting for you guys to join us again. And we're so happy you did because we are ready for game number 2 of Na'Vi taking on Winstrike. Game 1 looked very convincing into Na'Vi's favor. This is an elimination match. Losing here means you no longer have a shot of getting that direct invite to the major. You still have a road to the major if you want to try it, which the teams do, but it requires you to go to the minor, first qualify to the minor, then go to the minor, then win the minor, and then actually make it to the major. And the major is, of course, our DreamLeague Season 11 Stockholm Major. And I am here with Lizard, with ODPixel, I'm Shiver, and yeah, we're ready to almost get into game number 2. Is it going to be just as convincing as game number 1? You said, you know, Winstrike, yeah, last year they looked good. This year, a little less so.
Yep. I think they can definitely play better than they are right now. And I honestly think that they have changed players a bit too much right now. They have the Yamich and the Misha that are new, so... Are you fine? Come on,
it makes it look like you're laughing at
No,
He's laughing at my analysis.
They look good.
Oh, I'm good.
You fine? You fine there?
You good? There's some water here. You can use mine if you want.
I'm good.
Want an apple?
There's even a new one here on the floor that you actually kicked it away, I think.
So what we're saying, so?
No, nothing really that important.
That Winstrike has changed 2 people compared to last year.
There's Misha in, that I have seen at least, and there's Yamich. And I don't know. I like the guys. I think they're good. I've seen them in pubs. I've seen them in pro teams as well.
Yeah.
At the same time, though, that Winstrike, there was something about them, like the friendship, the camaraderie. They liked each other. The fire was really there. Right now, in that game, I didn't see that fire.
No.
I didn't see it.
You know,
I also didn't see a good draft, though.
No,
so,
we didn't.
I mean, they had
so maybe you start with a good draft,
Yeah.
and then you become friends and do whatever.
I think the Winstrike that we saw last year, you know, everybody knows that story by now where Iceberg is like, I wasn't invited to any team, so I made my own and I put them together. And it's basically, you know, it's a squad of rejects that are trying to prove themselves to the world. And because of that, they're filled with fire. And then they kind of prove themselves. So maybe that fire kind of died down. Now they are lacking that.
Yeah,
and it's kind of.
It honestly can be
they're
that.
kind of dead in the water.
They did prove themselves. They got to a TI. They did really well. They were the team to watch in the CIS scene, and maybe that's it. Maybe the fire died down.
The goal was, from Iceberg's own words, to be the second best team in CIS, and they did that.
And they were.
Yeah, and
they definitely were.
They're not anymore, though.
Not anymore. I think Gambit holds that place right now.
For sure.
The moment FNG went from Team Spirit to Gambit, it's just he's in Gambit, right?
FNG's Gambit now.
I got it. All my stuff, but FNG just made that team tick on a different frequency, like much faster, and
he's a smart guy.
He's a smart guy, a good player, like a 9K position 5 or something, captain.
That's right. Yeah, having supports that high MMR it's obviously a lot less frequent than your cores. That sort of top.
Just knows the game inside out. Has captained so many great tier 1 teams like Virtus Pro, and like another one that's Virtus Pro.
Yeah, sure. A lot. But
so many.
Back in the day, but that Virtus Pro was obviously not quite as crazy as the Virtus Pro of nowadays, but it was still very much up there. Like,
I mean, it's when they became so strong. In like the iteration before those ones, I was defeating them with my stacks all the time. Yeah, and then suddenly Lil got in there, FNG got in there. It just all changed. They became a powerhouse.
And before that, it was Empire as well. They were good.
Yeah, Empire was good for a while too. Power Rangers back then as well, if you remember that.
Yeah, I do.
They used to be the rejects, like...
were you in Power Rangers?
No, I wasn't.
You never in Power Rangers?
No. It was always like a stack, I think, around J4 and those guys.
What, Alpha Ninja? Was he
yeah, most likely. I don't know. I can't remember, honestly. Power Rangers, I can't remember the stacks. There were many.
And Cheshire Cat.
Yeah, Cheshire Cat, yeah.
Cheshire Cat, yeah.
Maybe Cedo or someone like that. I'm not certain, honestly.
Anyway, we got a draft going. We have some bans happening so far. Nothing really too surprising. Sven ban, perhaps, but... Really
they do ban out the magical razor. We saw it in that game do well, and we did see it the other day.
Yeah.
In one of the games that Na'Vi won, they got Magical's Razor in the game. It looked very good, so
yeah,
understandable why teams are highly respecting the Razor against Na'Vi at the moment.
The Juggernaut last ban there as well. So we are going to see some picks. And previous game just was Na'Vi running away. It felt like they just had that last pick, just gotcha pick with the anti-mage.
All right, Tiny first pick.
All right. They go for Tiny. That's you.
That's me.
Tiny.
Yeah.
But I'm holding tight Hunter right now. I can't let him go, sorry.
I will hold him for you.
All right, just take care of my tide.
Yes. Well, it's my second favorite tide because I got one at home that's obviously the most favorite tide.
Right, so we're going to have a Tiny on Dire. And I don't know where it's going to be. Most likely it's going to be some position 4 on the offlane.
Probably on the offlane.
Yeah.
Probably position 4. Yeah. Maybe even the offlaner, but most likely the position 4.
Yeah, if you're picking it first, like it's unlikely you're going to end up in a draft where it's going to be good mid because they'll pick something that doesn't care about time.
There we go. And thank you. Thank you. I got my tide back.
ET Oracle from Winstrike. So stealing the ET from Na'Vi from last game and keeping the Oracle themselves that Misha did play in game 1. He's going to give it a shot again in game 2. Did manage to pull out some nice saves, but wasn't obviously enough on its own to be sort of the game-winning factor for Winstrike.
Perfect, actually. Yeah. Oracle was pretty good in that game. Yeah. I believe they can ban out 2 heroes that are good versus OD right now. They already have Razor out, and then you can get OD in the second phase with the Oracle. Other heroes that work really well are Huskar and perhaps that Prophet, even Terrorblade actually. So these heroes that need that ultimate of Oracle's False Promise obviously work well with Oracle.
Yeah.
And top picks are that Prophet, Terrorblade, and Huskar. There's Monkey as well. Obviously.
I think Terrorblade in particular is.
There we have a question from the audience.
From the audience.
From audience.
Yes. What
Hello, Twitch
made
chat.
Oracle be first phase pick material again this week so far? What made Oracle be back?
Was it changed?
Was it changed?
I don't know, but we see him a lot more than we would do.
I mean, we see 2 Vlads being picked up all the time as well, so
but
there are some
what makes
unanswered
Oracle
questions
a good pick in most situations that you can first phase him?
Well,
I mean, it's pretty much the best saving support in the game, right?
What about Dazzle?
Now, Dazzle got nerfed.
Yeah.
Dazzle got nerfed a couple of times.
So that's the
Dazzle
why...
sort of pushes Oracle up in that sense, I think. Because
Oracle used to be very good versus Dazzle as well. That's when he started seeing some light, actually. Few weeks ago, when Dazzle was so powerful, you would pick Oracle on that lane just to purge down the poison.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it, chat. That's why. But right now, if you pick him in the first phase, you're basically forcing them to ban out some heroes that I forgot. The Troll, obviously, which work really well with Oracle.
Yeah.
You're basically forcing these bans out.
And they picked Shadow Shaman.
Yeah, they picked Shadow Shaman, but I was talking to Twitch chat. Who's more important, the War Room or the Twitch chat?
Well, why can't you do 2 things at the same time?
You have an answer for everything. Here you go. Is it on Dire at least? It is. Most likely going to be the safe lane.
Yeah.
Shadow Shaman.
And otherwise, I'll shove it right back to the other side of the board.
Well, so, I mean, with the Oracle out, are you ever... I mean, I feel like you do have to be a little worried about a Huskar coming through, right? You got to be thinking about the Huskar.
Yeah,
is it worth banning? Or do you feel like you are going to have heroes that can...
I mean, you can always risk it.
Yeah.
Let the Huskar go through, maybe pick a Monkey King versus him on mid, get something like that.
Yeah.
But you're always risking it. Like, it's a huge deal to play versus Oracle and Huskar. The game is completely different. And they ban out the Huskar. There we go.
Yeah.
I mean, you just don't...
safe way.
Yeah, you don't want to worry about that, honestly. You have to completely change the way you're playing the game just to...
Yeah.
You'd both agree that these are the 2 supports for both teams, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Isn't there already, I mean, with just 2 supports, I know there's still 3 heroes to come, but isn't there a severe lack of disables on the side of Winstrike? And Na'Vi already have 2 heroes with disable. Doesn't that open up the draft for Na'Vi a lot more than Winstrike?
Maybe you do want some setup for like the ET and such. Because, I mean, you're right. You know, you look at Na'Vi, you look at Winstrike support. Once there's BKBs on Na'Vi's cores,
Doom.
There's not going to be much that they're doing. Well, Doom does come through, so...
Doom actually used to be Winstrike's to-go hero.
Okay.
Like, they were picking him very often and a lot, so they definitely do like this hero. Doom is also back in the meta. He's fine. It's one of the heroes that gets those utility items in such an easy way, right? Like, you can never truly shut him down completely, so he's going to find that farm.
Is there any reason why Na'Vi wouldn't want to just get the OD in this game? Because it's still in the pool. I mean, is it sort of a turn-off against an Oracle? Because you know that Oracle has that disarm and such?
Not really, honestly. You could get an OD right now, and there's no reason why you...
Because you've got these people, you know, you've got the Shaman and Tiny disabling, locking down people at the front, setting up for you to just sit back and hit with the Astral. And I guess the Oracle thing sort of works both ways, you know, because if Oracle false promises someone, that's just a target you're going to keep stealing him from.
Doom is a good hero versus OD as well. You can Doom him, completely delete him from the game. But at the same time, like it can be set for any single hero. Doom just works well versus everything. At the same time, what I have to say though is like OD does not have way too many counters left in the pool. There's like Buck and Viper perhaps that work alright versus him.
Yep.
That Magnus
on the offlane.
On the offlane, most likely.
So pretty much, I think every time we've seen Na'Vi do the Magnus, they have done the Troll with it. And Troll is actually banned out by themselves. So
they actually played
where they go instead.
Didn't they play Magnus position 4-2 actually yesterday?
They did actually. It was a support Magnus the other day.
So
but that would mean that either Shadow or Tiny is a core.
It could be. It could be Blizzy playing offlane Tiny.
Yeah, offlane Tiny with the Magnus support. It can work definitely. Still not the biggest fan, not sold on that Magnus position 4 roamer.
No, because that was the game they lost, wasn't it?
They lost it.
They lost that game when they did a 4 Magnus.
I mean,
you can get people so far away. If Tiny tosses it to Magnus and Maxwell,
I mean, that's true.
Magnus skewers it further.
Yeah. Wow, so
the position.
The synergy. Yeah. Toss into Skewer and the Terrorblade.
There we go. So that's the one you called earlier. So you got they got an Oracle.
Yeah.
They're going to look for some carry like this that can be saved and enabled in the fights, and there you have it.
Is this it? No, this isn't it, right? It's not Techies.
Yeah, that's Techies.
That's Techies. That's definitely not it. However. However, we have lost Terrorblade.
I see Venge.
Well, he should be
he's under the Viper, isn't he, right? Oh, that's fair.
No, there's Venge. I thought him too.
You've lost Terrorblade.
There's T.
Well, no, this is our first Terrorblade of the day, maybe.
We had a Terrorblade yesterday, didn't we?
No, yeah, but you don't know what happened overnight.
What?
They hit Terrorblade away from me.
I also see a broken board over there. I don't know what it used to be.
There it is. What is it doing with Ursa? Terrorblade is on the U spot.
It was the NAs.
The NA, man. NA Math, NA Alphabet. Come on. What are you doing? All right, it's on Radiant. It's going to be on this safe lane 100%.
I just want to point out.
Right there.
Monkey King Magnus.
It was Kips that was sitting on this side. She did this alphabet, and this is the Dutch alphabet.
Breaky.
This is all good.
It's his,
well done, Kips.
But Breaky did not catch too much sleep. He was flying over. So
true. Where do you want Monkey? Is he mid?
Mid, I suppose. Yeah.
Why does it look like there's already 5 heroes mid?
No.
Terrorblade is Radiant.
No, dude, it's gonna be Monkey Shaman against the Doom, isn't it?
Over here.
Dude, that Monkey.
And yeah, they can put Monkey versus Doom.
Against the Doom. Yeah.
Yeah, they can definitely do that.
Yeah, I think they'll try and get that lane.
And then Magnus mid?
I think they're going to save their 2 mids for last year. I think that.
The two mids
I think no. Magnus.
Support.
So if
Magnus support with an offlane Tiny, and then Monkey King.
And you can put like Monkey here.
Yeah.
All right. With Monkey safe lane.
Yeah, they want
it can work.
The Doom.
All right.
Because then you kill the Doom.
Yesterday you really didn't like Monkey safe.
I don't like it. No.
It didn't, but it crushed the lane.
It did crush. No, but that was the game they lost, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. It was.
But that was.
It was TNC, right?
No, it was. It was Gabby, Monkey King, and Monkey
really
King.
Quick Battle Fury, but then he didn't.
And then he sat in the tree for 5 minutes.
Exactly.
So there's your mid.
And then they put those mid.
Yeah. This makes sense. I like.
Still, you have a position for Magnus. So,
and you do want to try and force these favourable side lanes because you're picking the Monkey King to have that good time in the side lane. And Winstrike have the final pick. So what are they going to do about this Deucer? Any strong mids still in? Odie was banned, of course.
Odie would have been so good,
really
actually.
Nice against the Deucer.
Would have been a brilliant pick, but it's gone.
So what is left? What do you take mid?
How awesome would it be if we got a budget to 3D print all the heroes?
I was thinking about that, actually.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, I mean, it is...
production, come on, step it up.
You know, Lizard will work for free.
What are you doing? These pictures?
A mid-sky. Dude, look at this. It's a mid-sky.
What?
Look at Roshan and how cool he looks. Mid-Skywrath.
Mid-Skywrath.
What?
That's a new hero.
It's got to be, right? It's got to be the mid.
I mean, what else could they put? No, it is.
Yeah.
It's mid Skyrat.
Mid Sky.
How is that working out? What's the because it's Medusa versus Sky, so you got
Medusa obviously at the start has like no HP.
Yeah.
So like you can nuke her out the lane level 1, can't you?
How it works is basically you buy 5 null talismans, you run across the map and you kill everything.
I mean, that sounds pretty good, but is it enough to win the game? Like, is it gonna win them a game?
It's definitely interesting. Is it gonna win the game? I'm not quite certain.
Interesting is not the word I'm looking for. Because there's still so much disable.
It's
like
the
if you disable
fun value.
Sky, then
like you have to, like Winstrike, they were always the team that brought entertainment as well.
True.
Not only were they winning, they were winning in style.
Yeah, that's true.
Iceberg.
Yeah. I mean, I've got to go Na'Vi again.
Yeah. I'm going with Winstrike.
I'm going Na'Vi.
Damn, differences.
We have a difference.
We'll see. Na'Vi have proven to be pretty good with their Magnus lineups. Even though he said it might be the support Magnus, which was a little shaky.
I'm going with the underdog this time. I know Winstrike is playing with 2 basically stand-ins, new players, whatever, but I'm going with Winstrike. I'm going with the shock value, the Skywrath mid. You never know.
Never saw it coming.
Monkey King is going to destroy that Doom, though, and I'm already regretting this, but let's go, Skyrat!
Maybe they don't get that. Maybe Winstrike dodged that lane and they're able to keep moving the lanes around. Even though we saw a team do that yesterday.
You can't really dodge it, though, because your other core is TB. Like,
you know what?
You can't really put Terrorblade versus him either.
No. Traditionally, when we see Winstrike do well, it's mostly because Iceberg has a good lane mid. And if he can get a great lane on his Skywrath Mage, which I think he is, that means that he could get out of control. And if Skywrath gets out of control, then they might just be able to run away with the game because Terrorblade pushes real fast, even earlier on. They could do it.
I mean, it's silent Terrorblade and it's Iceberg on Sky, so Sky is going to create so much space for him.
Yeah.
And this is what they do the best. They basically always have each other's back. There's always one very greedy core on Winstrike and one not as much.
Why?
Why?
What?
Why do they have a normal donkey?
Oh, they don't have a custom curry?
They don't have a custom
They don't even have the Na'Vi curry. Na'Vi has their own curry.
Yeah, that weasel of theirs, right?
Yeah, the Na'Vi weasel.
The weasel. I haven't seen that in forever.
There's the weasel.
I would say if I was
They're not representing
in the
the
Na'Vi
brand
organization,
properly.
there would be fines.
Yeah, I think.
What courier did Winstrike have?
Actually, Na'Vi, I have a weasel. I think you need the position 5.
Weasel that turns into a bird, right?
Yeah.
It flies. When it flies, it's a bird.
Something carries the weasel, right? Or
he
just morphs?
It just changes into a bird.
Okay, so they didn't really think that's true.
That's evolution, baby. Darwin, where you at now? Where did all the weasels go? I haven't seen a weasel in a while. They're birds.
They're birds. They're pigeons.
They all changed.
Oop. 2 runes for Winstrike, 2 runes for Na'Vi. Thanos would be proud. Balance in all things.
Well, let's see what lane. So we'll see what the Monkey King does manage to get matched up against. He is going to get that lane that he wants. He's top. That's going to be the Doom lane.
Yep. I mean, you know what? Actually, yeah, he should. However, there's this one thing. Monkey on mid, he wins because he gets that level 3 fast enough.
Yeah.
And then he dominates 1 versus 1 as you can't trade hits with him. However, it works a bit differently when you're in a duel lane because even though you get Jingu Mastery off, you're still being hit by 2 players and 2 heroes and you can't really heal up as much as you would like to. So in this lane, even with Jingu Mastery up, maybe he'll be beaten down by the big briefcase and the Infernal Blade. So we'll see. I just wonder how mid is going to go. I think that's going to make or break Winstrike's game. Like, this is what Average Show is just pulling. He's going to let this tiny farm under the tower. It's definitely good. But the most important part is how well is this Skywrath going to do mid? As there is Mystic Snake to work with, right? So you're going to be taking his mana as well.
You are, yeah. I don't think it's going to be necessarily that easy for the Sky.
Actually, Chu is just going to take this farm on his own. Tiny isn't even close. I've seen this happen, actually, the last few days. It's just the position 4 that pulls the creeps all the way back like this. Right? He can't even follow. If he follows, Misha might actually go for him.
But now he has creeps.
Yeah, now he has creeps, but he lost those creeps. They died to tier 2 or something, no? One is running.
Yeah, they did too.
Where are you going, little guy? He's going all the way around. He's a smart boy. He doesn't want to run into a tower.
He has to go back to his original checkpoint.
Yeah, he doesn't want to go into a tower. Doesn't want to die. It's just a wow, that's actually a long way back.
Yeah, he has
so this is the checkpoint,
right there,
basically. Yeah, this is it, and now he goes back.
And the next checkpoint is under the tower somewhere. Or right in front of it, anyway.
Yeah, Tuza getting that Sao up already. Gets broken though.
Crystallize. Does get the Jingu up. But he says still level
should not man up over here.
Don't man up for that.
Yeah, he's got another Shackle on.
Yeah, that's
they're going to stomp, but Crystallize is able to dodge it. Same time, Chu actually gets first, but by killing the Oracle.
His Jingu also dropped.
Yeah, you see
look
the
at
damage?
him punch!
Ooh. That's a big briefcase right there.
And that's the Salve being popped.
And with the Mango, Crystallize is going to have to bounce back up, so he's able to get on the two of them, but he can't quite do damage.
The back and forth on this lane. Holy.
Yamage is going to be fine. He's able to juke it.
Does he have regen though? He does not.
He has Mango and he has a port. But does he want to use it? That's the question.
He will get disabled if he uses it.
I mean, he could have used it already, honestly.
He did.
He had chances. He opted not to.
Oh, true.
Who did he kill for first blood, by the way?
The Oracle.
The Oracle, all right. So the Oracle probably overcommitted there, tried to mess with him a bit too hard.
At least he's full on mana and life. That's something.
That's definitely something.
He spent a lot of mana harassing that.
If you give away a first blood to Magnus, gets that Arcane Boots early boot, after that the Blink Dagger. It's not great. What Magnus does really well in this game is also he stacks a lot for the Duza. She's forced to bring a lot of Salves mid. I wonder what their CS is pretty much on par. They're the same, but I wonder what the net worth difference is, as Magical had to get. Yeah, he's actually ahead. Never mind. He's ahead. I thought that he had to buy more Salves, but I guess it goes both ways. If you want to get him to buy Salves, you have to invest into mana regen. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Silent.
So Silent, I mean, he's farming just okay. You know, he's top CS, so he's not having any trouble with the Tiny down there at all.
Soneko is being chased.
Yeah, he is. Is he fast enough? Blizzy, in the meantime, dies to Winstrike's Metamorphosis, but
he's
Soneko...
not fast enough. He's gonna die.
One more hit, denied to Roche.
Oh, he's got it.
Make it.
Oh, yes, that one
Roche hit.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of this Stout Shield pickup on the other Titan, honestly. You start with Stout Shield. In some games it's awesome. You get like Stout, 6 tangos, 3 mangoes. It's a great start in some games. But when you're playing, let's say, versus a monkey, if you get boots, you can outrun him, outpace him. He cannot get those Jingu Masteries off. However, at the same time, you do take a lot of damage from Rasta, who has, I think, the highest base damage early on.
Yeah, it's crazy how much
for a range hero, yeah, 86 damage. It's just ridiculous.
Runes.
Secured.
Navi already selecting 3. No, they're going to get 3.
I always get debated by that bottle.
By the bottle, yeah. No, that's the one for a Winstrike. Yamage will take it.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Yamage reminds me of Sandwich for some reason.
They have the sandwich on the other Titan.
No, they do. Sandwich, Yamage.
Oh, bottom lane. Bit of a poke around the pull. It's mid lane. Iceberg still singing about mana.
Magical still without health.
Yeah.
That's it. I think he needs, like, what they could have done better is maybe they could have planted the high ground ward here. And then every time Magical uses, oh, they missed that.
Oh, they're diving in for this.
Oh, that's scary.
The Yamage took a lot of damage from the tower. He's just...
Almost.
Nearly dies.
He messed up there. He wanted to catch Magical with that spirit. He didn't.
Yeah, he did not.
Yeah. That damage was ridiculous, actually. I guess the Mystic Snake got him, right? Didn't see that.
No, he didn't have it yet. It wasn't cooldown.
Wasn't it like flying through? It was bouncing, and I think it bounced.
It could have already bounced.
Yeah, there was no way he took that much damage. All of a sudden, just tower randomly crits. It's gonna stack.
It's a bit early for the stack.
Yeah, he's a bit.
He's right the shrine.
Right, so shrine, and then go away, I guess. Yeah,
value shrine.
Stack. There we go. We get an applause.
Oh, very nice, very nice. Bottom lane, a bit of an attempt here with the Avalanche. Is Blizzy.
This is how he died first time with that Metamorphosis up, and he is suffering again.
One more.
But it doesn't save Blizzy.
Yeah, Misha was there with a Purified Flames.
Same time up top. They have also lost the Shaman. Crystallize trying to find a kill in return, but he's not going to be able to do so as it looks.
Yeah. Once you have those boots, it's a bit easier to juke out.
Oh. Careful there.
Yeah, Crystallize. Oh, if that stun connected, he would have died 100%. But now with the Jingle Mastery, he might get a double kill actually.
Full health once more.
King.
No, this is like...
That's what you expect when you see Monkey King as 2 melee line.
That's the stomp. If that stomp connects, they get the kill 100%.
Yeah.
Because they can both get to him and hit him before he gets the boundless strike off. But they didn't manage to. Like a small misplay there, but it happens.
Yeah, it's hard to call.
And then it's still Monkey versus 2 millies.
That's a big boost for the Monkey King. Get that solo XP as well on the kills.
Actually.
A couple of kills for the Monkey King, putting him in a very nice place as mid lane. Soneko's there with a wraparound. Magical and Blizzy have the damage to catch and kill that mid Skyraf.
I'm gonna pay Breaky back and hide one of these heroes that are faked all the time somewhere.
Sneaky.
Still though, Silent is top of the farm on his Terrorblade. He's been having a good lane down bottom. Blizzy and Chu haven't caused too many issues for him. But the mid Skyraf is really starting to taper off in this early stage. Very low on the net worth, Iceberg. Only 1,600. You look over at Dusa, and it's nearly double the net worth on Magical. So this mid Sky, you know, you sort of pick it. This is not a recovery hero. You got to sort of be styling from the start, and Iceberg's going to struggle this game.
Yeah, definitely. If you're playing that Skyrat, you basically want to be dominating. However, at the same time, well, he has true no talismans right now, and perhaps he's going to start rotating soon and doing stuff on the map. He has been pressuring Magical, but not truly. Like, Magical is still so far ahead when it comes to net worth. But it just takes one kill for Iceberg, I think. Like, one gank on this Magical, take him out of the map, then start rotating, or one lucky rune, like he gets a region.
But I guess, like, who can Winstrike really gank mid with? It's not
They could
easy.
with Elder Titan, honestly, if he ganks at the right time.
Magical, they did try early.
Yeah, Magical was so low so many times on mid. Like, you had opportunities, you just didn't use them. So that's a little bit on them. And
now it's the point of Magical's getting these stacks as well in the jungle.
Yeah,
he's at level 8, level 9. I mean, what level's Iceberg? He was... It wasn't level 9 for sure. Yeah, he's just hit level 7, and Magical's just hit level 9.
It's also very low on gold. Someone who's not low on gold is Silent. He is top of the net worth.
And the armor just a little too high, so the Monkey King won't be able to beat him down.
Even with the double damage there. Oh, the Doom is there, however.
They have the wraparound onto the Monkey King.
They can't toss.
He's trying to get the Jingo up so he can get some lifesteal through the Doom. He is still surviving for now. One you would do it with that Purifying Flames, but it wasn't purged off, so he's getting the regen from it. And that will actually keep him alive against the Doom. And either way, he was going to survive.
Yeah, he was going to survive either way.
Level 1 is Doom is so poor on damage.
Yep. The Infernal Blade is level 3. Didn't really matter too much there. We have meta used though, so they're looking... I guess they're going to try and push this. They have the Carti on their side as well, they do. So with this catapult, they're gonna be trying to take this tier 1.
Yeah, there's go time.
There's a tiny Monkey King is back on his way as well. There is also a Shadow Shaman, but he's still at the fountain, so he's still very far away. But
their biggest issue is the Skyrat. If you had a position for Skyrat and he had a decent game, not a great game, he would have as much as this mid Skyrat does. So that's a problem, yeah. It's not like one of those Skyrats that just destroys mid and then does whatever across the map.
Shadow Shaman's here too. Let's see who's going in first.
Crystallize, trying to kick things off on Silent. They have the Avalanche to follow up as well. Shackles to hold down the Doom. Silent with the Sunder back up to full. Crystallize, he did get the Jingo Mastery off, and he's able to stand his ground, play around them with a Mischief, and keep himself alive. Magical picks up the double kill. Na'Vi, they may not be done yet. They're trying to chase down Yamage. He's got the Stomp to slow down the Tiny, but Crystallize is still ready to chase forward. Jumps in with the Primal Spring. He's got his sights set on Yamage. A toss forward onto Soneko, closes the gap, and allows Na'Vi to find 3.
Yeah, very good from the TV to just TP out rather than try to walk it off. against the chase potential of Na'Vi, and it allows him to just go straight back to farming on top lane.
I mean, they're the Na'Vi with these sort of quick plays as well. They're making good timings on some of these items. This is a support Magnus. 12 minutes in, he has a Blink Dagger.
Yeah, it's looking rough, definitely, for Winstrike. He has a Blink Dagger, but he rushed it without 2K boots, so
yeah, sure.
it kind of forces him to either Shrine all the time, bring clarities, whatever. That's why you don't see Blink Daggers bought on him.
Has Blizzy got a smoke? Okay, no, they just put smoke on the Shaman, but if they can make a play now, because it's highly likely that Winstrike are not going to expect a 12-minute support Blink Dagger on a Magnus. Yeah. So the RP could catch them off guard. And in fact, it looks like mid lane is going to be where they're headed. They jumped in, and indeed with that play, they'll get Iceberg. They'll also get Non-Grata by the looks of it, or maybe not with the Elder Titan. Non-Grata will survive.
That Infernal Blade saved him. Like, it just bought him enough time to run out. Monkey King, instead of finishing him off, was mini-stunned. And then the Elder Titan came in time to use the Stomp and break the fight up.
All eyes on Terrorblade for Winstrike.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, honestly, you know what? Like, Iceberg...
Oh, and they found him. They've got a lot of disable as well between these three. They do have a false promise on Silent, but with the Wukongs down, they are
maybe he gets
super overkill to make sure... I mean, even a Sun of that
it doesn't have it yet.
Be enough.
2 seconds and cooldown remaining.
Yep.
Just too much damage.
Like, Winstrike used to have really good games when Iceberg was struggling, so if he has a bad game on mid, he always kind of picks it up later on. While if he is dominating in the laning stage, he tends to throw every now and then. So
you're saying in this state, Iceberg's gonna.
This is the try-hard Iceberg. Yeah.
I mean, it has to be. It's an elimination
like he was a boxer, you know. He basically has like Eye of the Tiger right now in the background playing. He's.
Oh, could we play that too?
No, copyright.
Oh. After a certain amount of Asian songs, the copyright disappears, right?
Of course.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, but like, no, Eye of the Tiger ain't that old. Oh. When did Eye of the Tiger come out? When was that from?
80s, I suppose.
The 80s? Oh. It must have been the 80s.
Yeah, 80s when Rocky came out.
That's too bad.
Who was it even sung by? Who sings Eye of the Tiger? What's the band? Were they a one-hit wonder band? Survivor.
Survivor, yeah.
They were indeed. Was it?
Middle tower is under attack.
1982.
82, yeah.
Totally knew that by heart, guys.
It's 1982 Survivor, right? Of course.
Yeah. Of course.
You're so knowledgeable.
Music quiz time.
The year that I was born. That is incorrect. Just
I love how we both looked at him like, what?
Yeah, I did too.
1982, really?
Well, I know that's a lie. It's
oh, Iceberg bought back for that. Oh, he's
mad.
Back for this push mid.
He's a mad pigeon.
That is not. Did Na'Vi get 4 bounty runes this time? I think they did.
No, they got 2, 3.
They got 4.
They got 4.
Right? Counting with me.
1, 2, 3, 4.
There we go.
Oh,
Non-Grata's diving in.
Chased him.
Whoa, that's a 3-man RP, but is there any follow-up? Snaker's going to try it with the shackles, and they do have the wraparound from the Monkey King. As they're on the high ground, Na'Vi, Wukong's command is dropped down. Silence trying to fight. He's got to get his way out of the Wukongs. The false promise ends as Blizzy's already picked up 2 on the back lines. Blizzy's also chasing down Misha. Jump forward from Chu and Crystallize onto Silent. Silent will have the Sunder to buy him some time, but I don't know if he can run away from this one. Blizzy's in with the Avalanche. Silent continuing to run. Does have the backup of Yamage, but Magical also there on the high ground, comes in with the wraparound snake onto the 2 of them. Silent still continue to run, but Chu blinks in, has the skewer back, dragging Silent back into the hands of the rest of Na'Vi as Na'Vi crush Winstrike there. Winstrike, I mean, that buyback from Iceberg, that they get the tier 1 tower, but then they just keep going. They go through that jungle and try and fight by the tier 2 tower, but it was just far too aggressive from Winstrike.
That Wukong command was just perfect for them because it basically forced it forced Skyrat Mage to run into the Duza because he couldn't run through it.
Nah.
So he went back and Duza just cleaned him up after that Doom was out. So very well placed, and I mean they are forcing a fight at a shrine when they're behind, so overall it's their own damn fault. It's not like Na'Vi played it so well.
They went very deep.
Yeah, they played well, but at the same time, what are you doing? Like, if you're Winstrike, don't fight there, don't dive so deep. Your meta was up for quite a while already, so I don't know.
It's tough because
mistakes have been made.
At the moment, it really is just sort of Winstrike sitting on one core. They have this Terrorblade. The Doom and the Skywrath are just falling off. They're not keeping up.
I mean, the Doom is 1k ahead of Skywrath, and he's falling off as well. As a Doom, you want to be ahead. You have that Devour to work with.
You know, 17 minutes in, Iceberg still trying to find his first item, really.
Yeah, not even that Veil is up. And even that Veil, I don't know. It's alright. It's definitely a good item on Skywrath. 3 null talismans into Veil. This makes some sense. I hope he won't be combining those crowns into an Atos. Because, yeah, they're lacking some catch, but that item on Skywrath...
You're not a fan of Atos on Skywrath?
Like, it used to be really good. Yeah. I don't fancy it any longer. I don't think it's as good.
See, here's Na'Vi. Will sort of be found here, but at the same time, Silent, he's going to look towards the Deuce, and the Deuce has taken a lot of damage, but the RP, again, Shu, absolutely perfect, gets them all. And Na'Vi, once again, absolutely crushing Winstrike in any attempt Winstrike make to fight there. I mean, that RP skewered into the Wukong's command, the boundless strike upon them all. I mean, that was just game over from the start of that fight for Winstrike.
That RP was just perfect. Yeah. They got baited by Duza so hard, and I mean, I can't blame them. She survived on like 10% HP. Yeah,
she was one hit away from going down at the start of the fight. So, but the tunnel visioning, it cost them so heavily that it was as if they just keep fighting around these really confined spots. Whether it's on their half of the map or Na'Vi's, they're fighting in these areas where Chu's getting the opportunity every time to get these RPs.
Yeah, Chu is like magnificent on this Magnus, definitely. But at the same time, it's the Monkey King, right? You're fighting in choke spots, and Monkey King with his Wukong command is always going to have an advantage in these situations. So
Earth Splitter was good though, hit on 4 or something like that. But yeah, by that time it was already too late. The fight don't last long enough for them to actually get something out there.
Because you get 4-man RP'd. If you don't get 4-man RP'd, this is just...
And Iceberg's just dying to Blizzy solo.
Yeah.
Blizzy's just, I mean, Blizzy's, he's got an Echo Saber as well as the Blink Dagger.
I mean, we shouldn't be surprised. He's 2k ahead.
Yeah. It's, I mean, at this point, it's so hard.
3k actually.
So hard for Iceberg to play his game. Like, what does this Skywrath do? If he shows in a lane, he's going to die. Someone's going to jump on him.
Yeah. I put all my eggs in one basket, and that was the Skywrath's basket.
You went with Winstrike.
I really
took the basket and threw it away.
I don't think I did the right choice there. Something's telling me that they're not going to win. I don't know what it is. Is it the network charts?
I was going to say it might be that their mid has half the net worth of Na'Vi's mid at 19 minutes.
Terrorblade is keeping up. And
that's what you're looking at. You're looking at Silent to carry.
Yeah, Silent has been silent this game so far, though.
Farming.
He's been farming, yeah.
That's some
quietly.
I mean, we saw last fight. They were hurting the Deucer.
They were, but then they got RP'd. Yeah. So perhaps don't get RP'd. At least don't get 4-man RP'd.
Don't get 4-man RP'd.
You have that Oracle. If you're an Oracle, I mean, he did manage to use that ulti on Terrorblade, definitely, but... Okay, not the Oracle, everyone else. Don't hug the Terrorblade. That's probably the best advice you can give them.
Yeah, they just can't... They can't look to fight around these areas where it's not as open as they need to be to have the ability to position better.
Monkey King gives vision, then you jump in. Look at these pings, they're really angry. Like you can see by it's not 2 or 3 pings, like caution, they're here.
Blizz is in. And then again, RP out onto the 2 of them. Snake bounces as well, bringing them low. They've got to back off. They have lost Blizzy. At the same time, Winstrike, they've lost the ET. ET's going to buy back straight away. Not quite getting focused, but he did indeed do Monkey King. So Monkey King's got to back off.
Dead.
The Stomp's out. He's in a lot of trouble. He's going to get taken out. Winstrike, they've found 2-3 boys. The comeback from Winstrike. And now Deuce is alone. They can look to chase down Magical. Now got the Stomp to buy time to allow people to reposition around him. He is hitting back pretty hard. Hold up. He did just bring 2 of them down with him, but they did kill him, and Winstrike do manage to team wipe Na'Vi.
Never doubted Winstrike for a second.
Silent.
So that was... Tiny died at the start of the fight to the Skywrath.
I think...
that was a start, right?
They overestimated their strengths there.
Yeah, I think that was Na'Vi this time, trying to force a fight when they didn't really need to.
Yeah, exactly. You're forcing a fight on high ground where you don't have vision. You're basically kind of winging it. Tiny just jumps in, just wings it, he does get a proper initiation off, but then you follow up with an RP that didn't really do a whole lot.
Oh, just gets a couple of, and there wasn't any damage. It was just a snake.
I think the most important, yeah, exactly. The most important aspect of that part of that fight was the fact that Doom found Monkey King before he could use his ult.
Yeah.
So you doomed the Monkey King. He couldn't really follow up to that RP, and he just died to other Titan plus Doom.
Yeah.
He didn't do anything. So overall, that's really good for Winstrike. And
yep. They need like 3 more of those fights, and then maybe they're even.
They definitely are showing signs of life. And this core matchup, like Terrorblade versus Duza, it used to be, people used to think, all right, it's Duza, she's very good versus Illusions. You have the Stone Gaze versus Terrorblade, yada, yada, yada. It doesn't really work that way. Terrorblade is actually decent. It's all about who gets that net worth and that critical mass first. So TB can definitely defeat Duza. It can go both ways.
Okay, talk to me about Skywrath and his Shadowblade.
I mean, that's
Skywrath and Atos, right?
Well, I did just see him get a Shadowblade.
I think he brought it and sold it. He changed his mind.
Yeah, because he got an Aethys after it. I was thinking like, oh, he got real rich that fight.
All right, so with this Atos, even though I said I dislike this item, like what they're gonna be able to do is perhaps keep one of these cores in spot and kill them off. And I mean, you won't do it to Duza as she has Manta.
And also Monkey King's got BKB.
Monkey King has BKB, so that Atos is...
Oh, he's not quite... yes,
he has
it. It's coming out.
So, I don't know, that Atos is a bit late.
I guess it helps you kill the supports.
Yeah, you can use it on Rasta.
Maybe you're going to stop Magnus blinking in.
I'd still rather... I don't know.
Ooh, smoke.
It's a bit of extra stats for you so you don't get blown up by the tiny combo.
There's that, I guess. I assume. That's kind of good. Terrorblade, he's in first. But they don't want to go on him. Oh, they do.
Oh,
there we go.
Flare will kill the Rasta.
There we go. Good usage.
Get the Earth Splitter down. It's going to hit the Tiny for sure. Nothing else for now.
They don't want to rush through the board.
They know that there's a Magnus hiding waiting for a Blink RP, so they have to be a little careful. Oh, he tried to go in for it, but he's not going to get the Doom off. And that's going to cost him his life by the looks of it. Stuck in the Wukong's command. Non-Grata. I mean, he knows if he can get in and doom the Monkey King, they can take the fight. Even with the Diamond, they could go. The RP's only going to come out onto the Terrorblade. They'll screw him back inside of the Wukong's command. Let's strike down as well, but the false promise is there for Silent, keeping him safe. Magical's still alive, hiding in the trees. He's going to be tossed back to safety. Crystallize is being focused down, and Silent, the damage is just too much. The Terrorblade with his Skadi is just beating through the lineup at Na'Vi, and Winstrike, despite being a hind for the most part of the early game, they're coming back into it. Blizzy will be able to pick off the Oracle, but this Terrorblade is proving to be an issue. Winstrike are finding fights where he can get in position to do the work.
I think it's the Oracle that's the biggest issue for them. Like, if you RP the Terrorblade and you skewer him back in, it won't matter as long as the Oracle is fine. So you just have to keep your distance with Oracle and just be in the right position, and so far Misha has been doing just that. So overall, very well played by him. Terrorblade after that just has freedom to do whatever.
Yeah. What do you think about this from the team? We're going to see Silent go for a relatively early Satanic.
Satanic. I mean, it's gonna help keep him alive. I suppose it's all right. You have the Oracle ulti to help you the way BKB would. So basically, you're gonna get that Sunder off eventually. Maybe the Satanic is a bit too early, in my opinion, as well. But
yeah, he might change his mind. I mean, he's not bought any aspects of it. He's just got to.
But so far, it looks like he does have damage, right?
He does, yeah. They're killing the heroes. They're forcing the Deucer to have to retreat from the fights.
There's a kill on Magnus, I believe.
No RP this fight.
They're going to be able
and again, no Doom this
try
fight,
and find another Crystallized Pots to BKB, but already Winstrike. They've killed 2 of Na'Vi. The Earth Splitter comes out to them. Magical is incredibly low here as Na'Vi have to back up. He's been rooted, held down. Crystallized goes for the Wukong's command on high ground. Blizzy comes in with a 5-man avalanche. Kills off the Oracle and does stop Winstrike from chasing Na'Vi.
I mean, that Blizzy stun and toss combo right there, it just saved them. It just saved the whole fight for them.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the Deucer was on the verge of dying, and so was the Monkey King.
They would have chased, 100%. They would have went in, but even through the Monkey King ult.
That Magnus getting caught out so early at the fight.
Yeah.
If there was a follow-up to Blizzy's combo...
I mean, he doesn't have RP yet, though. It only just came back on.
Oh, okay.
It was still on cooldown, so it was like... I mean, sure, he could have still got a nice skewer play, dragging someone into a Wukong's command. Yeah, you can't... We've seen how much Chu can do with his skewers. But I mean, now the RP is back up. we saw Winstrike were unable to take Roche because of Blizzy coming in with that combo, bring them down pretty low, so they couldn't stick around the pit. So we'll see both teams now return to fighting around here. But we've got to look at the big timing. So RP's up, Meta is available, and Blizzy, in fact, he's in. He's actually going to get a toss back straight away onto the ET. That's one member down, and Silent, he's used the metamorphosis. If they could sort of kite this out and be careful how they fight around it, Silent's going to try and use the meta to maybe go for the Roshan. He knows he has to get something done with it. He'll turn back towards the fight now. The Serpent Wards have been dropped. He'll get shackled by Seneko, but the illusion's just beat down through Shaman. There's a two-man RP as Chu comes in on the side, fighting both Non-Grotto and Iceberg. The Crimson Guard giving them some safety, but it isn't enough. The False Promise is there onto Iceberg. He's still taking a lot of damage, so he will take down.
No, you can't say Silent.
Looks a bit Silent. He's out of mana, and he's out of luck as well. Try and turn, but he's taken down. Crystallized with a double kill, as Na'Vi will win the fight around the Roche pit and will be able to turn in and take the Aegis for themselves.
I mean, it's a difficult situation there for Oracle. Yeah, you can save that ult for Terrorblade.
Oh, they should be confident sticking around for this. There's only 2 alive on Winstrike.
Yeah, he has to be careful though. Yeah, Mitch, that is. They're chasing him.
Yeah. Gonna go for the stun, but can't get that. No stomp, no life.
He did delay it a little bit, but eventually they're gonna take it. So not really a whole lot was achieved there without that. But I don't know, you noticed how he used ulti on the Doom? And I can't blame him because, yeah, you might argue, save that ulti for Terrorblade. He's the only guy that needs it. That's true. However, if the Doom dies there, it's only him and Terrorblade left, and you still lose that fight, you still die on that TB, so it kinda goes both ways. However, that fight started with ET dying.
Yeah.
And ET is very crucial in these fights. He's their resetting tool.
Radiant scan in their top jungle. Kinda perhaps showing a little bit of disconnect with the game pace.
Yeah, a little bit. Maybe a bit afraid as well after that Roche has been taken, but definitely not reading the game properly.
Dire are scanning.
Completely, at least.
No, they're being careful, and that is totally understandable as well. They've had a couple of good fights, but one person in the wrong position and it's all over, right?
They switched up the Satanic as well.
Oh, bye Iceberg.
This is a problem. You have your mid that dies to Tiny all the time.
Yeah. Blizzy will die for that, it seems, but
she's still satisfied with that. Yeah, I think it's worth.
An off laner for a mid laner. In the meantime, Magical is able to take a tower bottom and perhaps get a little bit of a...
I mean, the only problem is they're 4 now on the side of Na'Vi. They will push, but I think Winstrike can defend this. Where's the other Titan? He should be already here, stomping the creeps and Duza. This is a bit late. Like, the tower is already almost dead.
He's taking a lot of damage.
Yeah, he's not moving.
My Magical feels safe. He's got the Aegis, he's got backup behind him, and he's got a Manta.
Yeah.
I'm not really certain why they weren't here on time, honestly, because this is very late for a position 4 or 5.
These are...
I've got the walls down as well. I mean, these racks...
is Magical stuck in the wards?
He is.
I think he's fine with that. He's kind of safe, feels safe. You know, he's surrounded by safety.
It's a Duza, actually. It's surrounded by snakes.
It
makes sense. It's lore play.
It is.
Oh, never mind. Terrorblade just helped him by killing off.
But they don't care now if he's got the racks.
Yeah.
They got the melee racks.
If they can get Duza twice, perhaps that would be alright. But yeah.
No, they can't. They're not even gonna try.
So pretty much a free melee racks there for Na'Vi.
Shadow Shaman bought back for that, surprisingly.
I think if the supports were there earlier, they could have defended that a bit longer and perhaps could have taken down that Duza. But by the time they got to their base, Duza already took that tower. So I don't know what exactly they were doing. Perhaps the ports were on cooldown or something. It's not really great. Every second matters.
4 runes for Na'Vi. Every rune matters as well.
Every rune matters.
Every little piece of gold available on the map. It all plays a part. It's a little cog in a big wheel.
He's not getting that Satanic as we predicted, even though he had it in quick buy. He opted not to. He went Butterfly.
I think that's much more sensible, really. I mean, it's the standard build, isn't it? Well,
yep.
Maybe, you know,
I mean, you just don't have the damage, right? You are tanky, but you already have Skadi for that. Yeah. Then you're building 2 items.
And you've got an Oracle. Like the Satanic, for some way, you don't need a Satanic if you've got an Oracle. You've already got that save that's going to give you the chance to sunder and give you that second life.
If someone comes and de-ward that, which they do with illusions in the end, because they realized that there were people waiting to jump on that. Because normally it's a support, so it's the squishy ones.
Oh, Lizzie.
Oh, he tried to toss him out, but he got a creep instead.
But Chew's got him covered. Chew's in. So able to drag Iceberg outside of the base. And Iceberg has gone. Does have buyback available. And may need to use it if they want to try and hold on to this second Rax. As again, the wards are back up for Seneko. And they're pushing it again. Na'Vi making the most of this Aegis. Attempting for a second lane of Rax here, 32 minutes in. They do have the lead to do so. Stomp will come out. Slowing down the Deucer a little bit. They have cleared out the Serpent wards, but already the tier 3 pretty much gone. And as Na'Vi just getting away with this push, having the Deucer on the front lines. And you're ready to strike as soon as any sort of attempt is given onto him, and they do the toss back. Shackles as well. Lockdown's there. That's the Oracle out. Oracle does not have buyback to come in and save the team. The Wukong's command down as well as the BKB, so Crystallize holds his ground. Does get doomed.
But BKB used already.
So no follow-up damage. He's fine, and that's... I mean, Na'Vi playing a little safe now that the buyback is back online for the Oracle, so he can get back in. Magical's still alive, and in fact with the control, they're going to be able to potentially bring that non-grata. Jump forward with a quick skewer, they'll get the kill. Magical, they haven't... He's
lost
the Aegis.
That's what they were waiting for.
Oh, they got him.
They got him. I was wondering why they didn't just kill him. It looked like they were so hesitant.
I think they were waiting.
But they were so waiting. They knew. They timed it perfectly. Sure, they still lost their tower. I think they got held on to their melee racks.
They kept the Raxes. They bought back Skybrat, Doom, and Oracle. So overall, it's not really looking great. And you're losing this bottom range Rax too. Now it's not really the biggest deal, right? But still, something.
It's something.
This guy might
Don't be such a Doom thinker.
He's not got his BKB back up yet. He's dead.
Yeah. That Manta was a bit too slow as well. Wasn't cool.
Bottom lane though, Blizzy and Chura in. They'll clean up the Rax and get a kill to top it off with.
That something is now gone as well. So no Raxes either, Shiver. They lost them.
Doesn't matter. It's a comeback. I like that they did that. It shows they're still trying. They have precision. They were
this is the last game for them. If they lose this game, they're out of the running.
But sometimes you have these teams that are like, you know, at this point everybody's quiet and it turns into a pub.
Oh, these are
this shows
they're professional players.
We have seen
you have to expect that
true sight that doesn't matter because
that was all done for the camera.
Yeah,
they're paid actors.
It's Hollywood. Come on.
True sight. It's not
news.
That how it works.
It's fake news.
No. I read the script on the morning. I said at this point you're going to scream Seb, and I did. It was all rehearsed.
Well, then you're a great actor.
Thank you.
Hope there's a sequel.
I'll accept my Oscar later this year. I missed it, didn't I? Damn it. They must have just forgotten to invite me. Next year, though, I'll be there. I'll be there. False promise, invisibility.
It will happen. There you go. You have that. You're going to have the Glimmer Cape soon as well.
Do you remember when False Promise was so broken?
the first iteration, like it gave invisibility.
It made you invisible. It made you not die. I'm pretty sure it gave you money. It increased your your quality of life.
You could crit with it.
You ended up married. You had kids. It gave you everything, and then they finally nerfed it, and now it's a bit better.
You got married.
Balanced.
How does that increase?
It depends. I mean, if you wanted to be married, everything that you wished and your heart's desire was granted.
Exactly. Your wishes came true. That's what.
And that was when Valve were like, maybe we buffed the spell a little too much. We've got to contain some of the magic. And but now there's a little bit of that magic with the level 20 talent returning. You get that invisibility back.
It can be big for the Terrorblade, definitely. They do have to carry some detection now.
Now he's going to Satanic. Yeah. So, I mean, this is a beefy boy. So, how many HP has he got? Like a 4K HP or something? And that status resistance, too. It's lovely. Wait, is that with the Satanic? No, it's not. Yes, it is. Yeah, it's the Satanic that gives you 25% of what was it? Was that heart? Am I confusing them?
Shouldn't it be hard?
No, it is Satanic. I'm not crazy. Yes, the 30% status resistance.
Did they cast Rasta?
Bye.
And the wards have been dropped. I mean, honestly, Winstrike, they just need one good fight.
Yeah?
Yeah. They can push super fast, but they don't have Doom in this fight. He doesn't
they
have
need to get out of here, I think. Without the Doom, you don't want to try and fight on Na'Vi's half of the map.
He's definitely more important than the Rasta.
So, I mean, they're sticking around here. This is a little risky. Silence popping the meta. He's trying to make a go for this. The Wukong's command is down, though. I think they had to... Can Winstrike really turn this fight around? Silent, he's out of mana, he's backing away. Chu's still hunting for Misha and Iceberg.
This is perfect jump.
Jump forward from Crystallize to get the slow onto the two of them, but they're turning. In fact, Silent's got the damages, it seems.
He can buy back.
Down Chu. Chu will buy back. They have lost Iceberg on Winstrike. And now Na'Vi back in Blizzy with the combo onto the Oracle. Oracle will fall.
Silent.
There's 4 dead on Winstrike. Silent left alone, surrounded by Na'Vi, taunting him with the RP. They don't even need to use it. Or maybe they do. He's getting quite a bit of lifesteal off here with that Satanic. He's slowly dying. He will die.
He died so slowly.
He did. It was
the
was a beefy boy.
Oh, you can
kick them.
You can hit them.
Oh my God! You can kick them.
Don't kick the pigs, kid.
Look at him go. He's
He's
taking the pig with him. No,
Why would we go for it?
The pig.
Oh.
What?
Oh.
He stopped. He left the pig. What are you doing? He actually left the pig there. I don't know.
Pig.
I don't know, Na'Vi. Yeah, you might
it moves as well. It moved. Did you see that? That's scary. It just his head twitched. Watch it.
Why is it still there?
Watch it. It's still living.
Why is it still there?
Oh,
it's scaring me.
It's looking at us.
It's just
turned towards
floating.
us.
It's just floating. That was
I mean, they've got fortification. They've got 2 people alive. Can they defend?
No, they can't.
Dude, I've seen a crit ET defend against 5.
Yeah.
So I'm saying ET can be the master at defending.
Does Doom have buyback? He doesn't. No, this is done.
But he did use Doom this time, though.
This is game. ET is dead as well. Maybe buyback, but doesn't really matter. Buybacks.
Buyback. Give him a stomp.
Can he buy 20 seconds?
Just stomp them, Lil.
Earth Splitter soon, maybe? No.
That's GG. Na'Vi, they've done it. They move on 2-0. They knock Winstrike out of the qualifiers.
Winstrike, Dream dead.
They did. Winstrike, they had some good, but they had some good fights. But that last fight at the end, it sort of was back to the fights that they were trying to take at the start. They lost the Doom, but they didn't get out of there. They tried to force it, didn't pay off.
Yeah, they tried though. They definitely did. And you can really see that they're missing their last 2 players, that they still aren't on the same level like they were before, and that's understandable.
Yeah, they're fresh.
They're fresh, and with the new teammates, you always need a little bit of practice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just going to take a bit of time to learn to build their strength back up.
I don't believe in what I'm saying, by the way.
What?
I'm just saying this for...
What do you believe in?
So what do you believe in?
For me, it's like for me, this is how Dota works.
All right.
You either win or you lose. There's no practice or getting to know each other time or something like that.
So you believe in sort of natural talent?
I believe in natural talent. I believe in this. You get a good team, good players, and you enter this honeymoon phase, and you just start winning, and you continue winning.
But as soon as you start to lose,
and as soon as you start to lose, you disband. You get new, or you kick someone, and then with that new someone, you actually start working again. The problem with Dota 2 teams right now is the psychology, I think. There are some exceptions, obviously. But
so you don't believe you should try and stick together to fix it?
I don't.
You think
I think you should just replace. Exactly.
Just try something
honestly, I know this sounds horrible, but in the Tier 2 and Tier 3 scene, it's very hard. Like, I've been in those situations. You start losing and you can't...
You've tried to stick together.
You try to stick together, it just doesn't work. It becomes worse. I don't know what it is exactly, but psychologically it wears you down, and it's hard.
How do you explain Team Liquid?
I said there are exceptions, though.
Yeah.
There are exceptions.
Wait, what happened to Liquid? Did they lose a lot?
Yeah, they didn't even make it to the Boston Major. They got together, they won DreamLeague, and then they fell flat.
Yeah, but that was when like they were doing weird stuff, wasn't it? Like Kuro was playing the carry, Matty was supporting.
No.
Was that qualifiers?
No, they were trying so hard. It was the qualifier where Europe and CIS were still together, and then you had the Greeks at Finum. You had Secret, Liquid, and VP, and at Finum and VP made it through, and Liquid and Secret both didn't make it, but those European qualifiers were so stacked. Those matches were so good.
So what you're telling me it was a hard qualifier, so it wasn't that bad of a loss.
Well, they did lose, and they
were TI. Were they TI winners? Yeah, right.
Yeah, that same year.
Was Boston Major was before TI7, right?
Yeah, it was before TI7.
So they weren't TI winners.
Did they ever change anyone? No.
No.
They never did.
That was since GH.
That's amazing.
That's not true.
They are the exception to the rule.
At some point.
No, yeah, okay, but that was a long time ago.
That's what I'm saying. That's when they qualified.
Oh, yeah, sure. I mean, they did. Oh, that was when they were playing with Bulba. So you're blaming Bulba for all this?
No.
So you just decided to blame Bulba?
No.
Just randomly out of nowhere, Bulba. We're sorry, man. Sorry I started this conversation. Like,
Lizard,
it's my
give me some points.
So what you're saying, Lizard,
I'll
is don't
give you
have
some
Bulba.
points.
Why are you flaming Bulba? Poor old Sam.
Yeah.
Hello, Sam.
So
he watches everything.
You guys are gonna get some points, and I'm not gonna get any.
Oh. You went with the mid-sky.
I mean, I went with Winstrike. I had one of my ex-teammates is there. I love the guy.
Which lad?
The Doom.
The Doom?
Yeah, the Doom.
Yeah.
The Doom.
He failed me, though.
Oh,
you doomed my points. I'm done.
There's 2 matches in the lower bracket going on at the same time, and the other one is well, we are waiting for the Virtus Pro match, but that doesn't start yet.
VP.
But there is another game happening right now that we were going to jump into, and that is the battle for who is the better Pavaga team. Is it Pavaga Gaming original or Pavaga Junior? No, it's not Europe, dude. Come on.
Synderen is
We'll be right back after the break with Pavaga versus
Yeah, it is.
It sounds similar.